good to see you. On January 1st, 2010, one of the best guys I've ever known, Mr. Wayne Coburn, second grade teacher in elementary school, as well as soccer coach, softball coach, track and field coach, everything coach, died of a heart attack at the age of 61. The common regret at this kind of a time is that you never actually said what you needed to say to somebody who meant a lot to you. Fortunately, though, I don't feel like it's too late. Mr. Coburn was the kind of guy who actually created joy from within himself through his understanding of himself and his relationship with Christ, as well as just his purpose in life. And he didn't need me or anybody else to tell him anything for him to be happy and to feel fulfilled, because he was doing what he felt he needed to do. As individuals, we all spend too much time thinking about what we should have done, when really the only thing that matters from what we should have done is how it affects what we do now. I can't speak for anybody who's missing Mr. Coburn's presence in their daily lives, but for those of us who are looking back on their lives and looking at how he changed them, and what we learned from him as an individual, we need to celebrate his memory in our lives. We need to honor the heck out of what he did. I've got a lot of memories of Mr. Coburn, but this is the one that matters to me the most. Back in the day when I went to Prince of Peace, I used to make up a lot of excuses for why I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. Typical, little kid, doesn't want to get in trouble, that kind of nonsense. Mr. Coburn never bought it. At the time I found that very annoying, but looking back on it, he always expected your best from you. And yet when I so often didn't give him my best because I supposedly couldn't do what he was asking, he just told me flat out, it's like, no, there is no such thing as can't. You make a choice, either you do or you don't. Looking back on those days, there's so much that I've learned since then, and there's so much that I wish I could talk to him about now, and I can't, but that's okay. When the time comes, he and I will do a whole lot of catching up. One more thing that we tend to do when somebody close to us dies is we start to examine the relationships that we have left and we appreciate them more. And then once we go back to normal, we stop thinking about death. We forget about those relationships again. Let them go back to where they were before. And I'm going to ask you to not do that. If they're important now, then they're always important. Follow the words of Mr. Coburn. There is no can't. There's only a choice. Either you do or you don't. Regular real estate programming will resume next week. If you can make it to the funeral, pay your respects to Mr. Coburn and his family. It will be held this Thursday, January 7th at 11 a.m. at the Trinity Lone Oak Church in Eagan. I'll see you there.